Hello everyone and welcome back to the first video of 2025. Today we're going to continue the disc golf lab series, or whatever we're going to call it, where I try different ways to improve my form and really try to find ways to implement the knowledge about form that we all know so well from all the different form gurus around the disc golf YouTube. Today it's going to be about maybe the most talked about topic out there, at least about my form. The people comment about my form, which thank you very much. I really do love that you guys are interested in me getting better, or giving me advice. And it's about pulling through on a straight line. I have that classic dip that we all know, either from ourselves or from somebody we know, and it looks kind of weird and makes them throw nose up. At least that's what it does for me. And we're going to fix that today, hopefully. By the way, since you clicked on this video, there's a chance that you're probably also trying to improve your form here over the winter. Either that or you just like to see me suffer. And either way, I recommend you subscribe to the channel, because then you won't miss out on these fun little experimental videos. So to explain the dip, basically my problem with my pull through here, which is obviously a pretty important part of the throw. Last time we talked about the release point, but the way to the release point is obviously the pull. I have this problem where when I reach back, I come down like this, and I pull my arm up a little bit, and it goes up here and it's in the position like this, and I'm almost slapping myself in the face with my disc on my pull through. So now my hand is over my elbow, and from here I pull it down to here, and then I end up releasing the disc around this position, and it'll go nose up, and it'll go on more heights than I want. And really you want it to get it up here and stretch out away from the body, and have the wrist kind of turned down so that I can get that nose down angle. Now I've tried so many different ways to work on this just by thinking about it when I throw. I have multiple sessions where I'm like, this is the only thing I'm going to focus on, just pull that disc straight. And it's so hard because you will feel like you're doing it, but you're not really doing it. That's what it always feels like. So the reason for this video right here is that I've noticed when the weather gets bad and it's raining and all of a sudden everyone has bad grip, everyone seems to throw better backhands than I do, because I tend to just throw them straight into the ground. And I was out here today and I didn't have a towel with me, and I was trying to, throw some shots anyways because I wanted to play some disc golf. And I realized that if my hand is wet, and I'm going to show you in a couple throws here, but if my hand is wet and I throw my normal form, the disc will go straight into the ground. And I think it's because when I pull it on so many different angles and stuff, if my hand is wet and I don't have enough grip, it's gonna leave my hand at some point, because it takes quite a bit of grip strength to keep the disc in my hand when I'm moving the angles around and pulling it in different directions. Now let me pour some water on this disc. By the way, it's freezing out right now. Literally it's under 0 degrees Celsius, so it's a terrible day to do this. My hand might be ice at the end of this day, but we're gonna do it anyways. Nice. Throw it on the ground as well so it can freeze, all that good stuff. All right, now it's nice and wet here. So if I do my normal form, I bet you it's gonna, first of all, leave my hand early, of course, but also go straight into the ground. We'll see. Imagine if I just pure this one and just goes so far. I'm gonna try the hardest I can to really throw this one nice. It went kind of low and kind of into the ground. I'm gonna try 2 more. My hand is already about to fall off, I think. Yeah, see, throwing them straight into the ground on a lot of heiser. 1 more. Okay, so you get my point now, right? My hand is absolutely freezing. This is terrible. Man, the things I do for you guys. But then, that day, when I was out throwing wet discs, I was like, I have to be able to do this, because I've seen people throw discs just fine even though they have bad grip or whatever. The thing that I realized is that I can force myself to keep it on that exact same angle through the entire throw if I really focus on it. And when the disc is wet, I know 100% sure if it flies like what you just saw, it's because I didn't do it. So it's basically like an instant feedback that I can use to try and correct my form. And if there's one thing that you really like, it's instant feedback, right? So that's what we're gonna try and do today. Let me just throw 5 shots like that to see if it actually works, and see if I can force myself to do it, if I really focus on it, and we'll see. I don't know if how this is gonna go, but this is an experiment. That's what this series is, right? All right, get me some water on my hand. I'm gonna do 5 discs here. So the idea here is I want to get as little hand movement as possible, so that I know that it goes up and over and not dipping down. Well, sure wasn't on that hyzer angle, you know? That was a lot of anhyzer. But I actually like that. Felt like it actually got on the angle I thought it was going to go on. Let's try and pull it flat. That is not flat. See, I'm actually getting them to fly pretty nice. I can do that. And now if I try to throw it on that exact angle, but without doing I'm focusing 100% on keeping my hand straight, this is what happened. And if I go back to that standard throughout the round, I'm gonna see it, because I have instant feedback now. Am I a genius? We're about to find out. I'm gonna go play like maybe 10 holes, or until my hand falls off, and we'll see you on the course. Okay, how are these tee pads? This one isn't too bad, actually. I know that some of these tee pads are absolute ace today, so we might be throwing from the side of some of them, but I think we can throw from this one. Gonna be playing the short tees today, because, you know, with this new strat, I don't think we're gonna be throwing very far. It's right down there, going disking up to a distance, not to a distance drive, but a fairway driver maybe. Going a little bit understable as well, so I don't have to put as much power on it to get it to turn. That was on the left side with a little bit of anhyzer. I don't mind that. That was pretty good. A lot better than I would have done without that, you know, focusing on it. Obviously, this video is not about putting, so I don't want to like have wet hands necessarily when I'm putting, but I'm not going to dry them off. Oh, a little deep, but otherwise a decent bit, I think. Okay, let me actually try going with the felon here. I usually don't go it because this is the one that has the least amount of grip in my back, in my opinion, which is why I will sometimes avoid it, especially if it's on a rainy day. So let's try and put it flat, straight in the middle of the gap. Let it fade by itself. This feels like such a terrible idea, but it is a good idea. Come on, convince yourselves. Okay, so that early released a bit. Let me actually try one more here. There, I did it. Focused a little bit more on keeping it up the entire way, not making the dip, and it worked. I can't feel anything in these 2 fingers, so it's like, how do you make pop on the putt? I don't think you do. This looks like a fun tee pad, huh? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Imagine throwing like that. Okay, that was not ideal. It's hard to really brace like that. I can throw from the left side of the tee pad and be okay here, I think. Should be fine. Let me try and actually do the thing with pulling it on that line, but throwing it on hyzer. That's a little bit risky because the hyzer gets down a little bit. But I'll try and pull it from down low to high, but still on that hyzer angle with my upper buddy. Huh. Worked a little bit, but it was definitely harder to hold on to the disc. Let me try that again. That was fun. Oh no. My back foot got on the ice. That's not ideal. Let's see if it works for like upshots as well. Well, got a little low. And it slid down a little bit. That's fine. Hey, it worked. Okay, I might throw a couple of shots on this one unless it's very slippery. It's not too bad. It's not ice like the last one. But this one is interesting because I need to get it up there on anhyzer. So it's very angle sensitive. See if we can make it work here. What it feels like to me is that I'm just not reaching back, because it's on the reach back that I'm making my angle deviate from standard a lot. I do this kind of thing, or like down, up. So if I just stop before that, so it only goes here, and then I pull from there, it feels more controllable. So it might be a thing, removing my reach back for a while. I mean, I've seen people throw very far without reach back, like Calvin Heimberg. Definitely got it up high on Anheuser. Let me try again. Might have pulled a little bit too hard there, so it left my hand too early. Didn't get to the hit. Felt like it got out a little early. And also it wasn't on as much Anheuser as I was trying to put it on, which probably indicates that I did a little bit of that dip. Because you know what the dip does is it puts, wow, this is going to be a nice rink to go down. It puts the disc nose up and a little more hyzer and the release point down. So it would make sense if I probably had a little bit of dip there. I'm not doing scores, but let's see if we can harvest a little birdie here. Ah, close. Not quite. Okay, I'm not sure if the camera recorded the last throw, because I don't know, it said something about it just closed down randomly. Maybe because it's too cold, I don't know. But this is a fun challenge. I have a very tight gap here where I need to like do a little flip up. So I'm gonna try and throw it on hyzer in the gap with a diamond, let it flip up to flat. This is gonna be interesting. Really gotta focus on the angle here. Okay, didn't quite hit the gap there. Need to be up higher a little bit. Let me try again with this one. That's more of what I was trying to do. I was right in the gap. It's a little bit too stable of a disc. But basically what I was saying before that the camera didn't record is that maybe we play like this with wet discs for like the first 9 holes, and then we play on a little bit after that, throwing with dry discs, and see if it actually made a difference in my form and I can like feel control. Could be fun. Okay, I'm getting on a little bit of Anheuser on those upshots with wet discs. Okay, let me just jam a putt for you guys. That's better. No, just not getting any spin on it or like pop, so it just fades out. Okay, it's in a straight position here, so just try and pop it kind of flat and straight right at it. Oh, see there? I did the old thing. Very obvious. It kind of went straight into the ground, went way left. I think I wanted to throw it a little bit harder because I wanted to actually get it in there, and I ended up doing the dip. I'm interested to see that one on camera afterwards, because I am pretty sure that I made the mistake there, which shows that there's definitely instant feedback. Let's try the same thing again, put it higher, and go a little bit slower here. That's better. But I stepped my left foot on this little ice spot, so okay, there's the line straight at the basket here. Let's put it right at it. I'm pulling on Anheuser. That was more flat, but then I made more of the mistake. That's interesting. Okay, is this only doable on Anheuser? I'm not sure. Okay, so my hand is slowly starting to turn into an ice block, and also, I don't know, throwing wet discs isn't very enjoyable, but I do think it is actually helpful to what we're trying to do, because I do feel like I have the feeling of pulling it straight now. Like I know how it feels. I don't necessarily do it every time, but I have the feedback loop going. So now we're gonna switch to actually drying off the disc. Try and do the same. Really hyper focused on pulling it straight, not doing the dip. I want my release point to be up high. Oh, wait. Somebody's gripping it a little more all of a sudden, huh? That felt really good. That felt like a straight pull. That felt really good. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure it out. Remember, this is a experimental series. I'm trying things, and I'm learning things. I'm trying multiple things so that you guys don't have to. And then you can apply the things that actually work. and try it for yourself if you just think it looks fun. Well, not looks fun, but looks helpful, because it's definitely not fun to throw wet discs. I took the white tee here on hole 8 because it feels like a little bit of a driving range. So are you ready to see me throw the smoothest and most nose down shot you've ever seen from me? No. I did the old thing. I felt it. I felt that. I got to here and my elbow kind of dipped and got down. I gotta put it on that angle. Come on. I can do this. I'm throwing them high, which usually I'm having trouble throwing high, but I'm also throwing them nose up, so I don't really get anything from it. Try throwing it flat then. Oh, we have ice skaters out there. That was more nose down than usual. And it went kind of far, actually. That was nice. Let me try a couple more. All right, a couple of friends just stopped by. Talked to him a little bit. Potentially, one of them told me that potentially I could borrow his tech disc, which I'll be super interested in. I gotta figure out if I can set up a net in my basement that I can throw into. But that could be really fun for this series. If I can get a tech disc so I can actually like work on these things from home and don't have to come out here. Sometimes it's bad weather, you know. That's gonna be fun, but let's continue this round a little bit. I think I might be done after 10 holes or so. Let's see if we can throw over the trees with this new strat here. This is interesting because what does nose down mean if you're throwing a sky hyzer? I don't really know. Grip locked it a little bit. Kind of went in behind. Let me try one more. I didn't. I'm not sure. Like, can you make a dip if you're throwing a spike hyzer? I'm not sure. Because I feel like it was. All right, always got to finish on a little accuracy test here. The tight little uphill hole here. Slight anhyzer, get it up high. I'm gonna throw this understable putter, and if I get the nose down on it, you know, it should be able to turn by itself. So let's see if we can do the thing here. Sure did get the nose down and turn, but wasn't high enough. Now, the last one, always got to be the berg, because it's impossible to get to fly straight, but maybe we fixed it, you know? Well, I just threw one straight into the first tree, but definitely got it on anhyzer. Oh well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like you can probably tell, I didn't fully fix anything, but I think the idea was correct. I think there's something to it, and I think it's definitely something that I need to work on. Need to work more on it, and there was definitely a couple of shots in there after starting to throw the dry discs where I like got the right feeling of actually pulling it straight, especially that launcher up there on last tee, and it looked more nose down than usual, and it felt more effortless and felt more snappy. There's definitely something to it. I need to work more on it. Will be very interesting. Go and try this for yourself if you have the same dipping problem that I do. It's a potential solution. Maybe it'll work for you the way it worked for me. At least teach you how it's supposed to feel when you're not dipping. I think there's nothing left to say then. Subscribe for more videos like this one. And have an amazing rest of your week. See you next Tuesday.